Hello everyone. I just realized it's Friday and not Saturday. Oh well, too late now. So yeah. Let's take a look here. You'll have to tell me if the music's too loud, because last time it was too loud, alright? It shouldn't be, this time. While I'm speaking to you. But last time I could barely hear myself in the VOD. Hate that. Least favorite thing that happens ever. Is it? I honestly forget what I was using for Classpecting. Let me see here. Is it just home stuff? No. Is it tiers? Sure doesn't seem like it. Ranker, nope. Switch? No. These are all the scenes I have, by the way. Scene 5, that was the one. Okay. Music too loud. Music is chill. Well, now I don't know what to think. I'll turn it down a little bit. Hopefully that's okay. I'll probably go tell... I'll try to stop around 7:30, okay? Because I really actually wasn't supposed to do this today. Silly me. But we'll see. Sometimes we just want to finish a swath of characters. Speaking of, last time we did not finish the swath of characters. Let me get some more chill music going. Probably, I mean, this is a favorite of mine, so Mystery Dungeon. Kind of just want to skip past the first, like, 2 here. We'll start with Drenched Bluff. That'll be fine. Okay. So, apparently we were stuck with Fuyuhiko between Void or Time. So, let me just go there to the website and we'll talk about that. If you want to follow along, the websites are in the description that I'm using for this, because a lot of this is up in the air, so. Space, yes, no, that's not what I want. Time, right? Fighters, full stop, yep. Marked by struggle. Fundamentally incapable of accepting things as they come. They value action over passive acceptance, even if that might not be the wisest or safest choice. Yeah. If you need a miracle, they're who you call. At their best, the time-bound are empathetic and relentless problem solvers. At their worst, they're ruthless, defensive, and impulsive. So that obviously lines up in some ways, for sure. And then... Oh, what's happening? Oh, okay, there we go. It's funny to move the webpage so I could read chat at the same time. But Fuyuhiko's definitely Void. Yeah, okay, give me 1 second. There we go. Void. That's Doom. There it is, okay. Down to the aspect of Void are secret keepers. Unknown doesn't scare them. Where others see emptiness, they see potential. A blank page and empty canvas. They value mystery and the unexplained and aren't particularly bothered by having all the answers. Others might be compelled to go out and seek answers. The Voidbound lead toward casting doubt on what is considered fully understood. They don't take much on faith and would rather live in a state of confusion than believe something might be untrue or bow to an intellectual authority. After all, in order for something new to be built, the old rotting foundation has to be raised. At their best, the Voidbound are wise, intuitive, and vibrant. At their worst, they can be dismissive, indecisive, and apathetic. I think there are a couple things that line up for Fuyuhiko, specifically not bowing to an intellectual authority in the first chapter. But I don't know if I'd describe Fuyuhiko as a secret keeper. Or that he's really looking for potential. You know? But I don't know, sell me on it. The other one that would stand out as obvious would be Blood, right? Given his whole blood brother thing. Draw the strength from bonds, trust and camaraderie. Nah. Leaders in more of an inspirational role. Prophets rather than generals. Nah. Do as I say, not as I do types. Okay. Bloodbound can be found on a singing chip, forcing endeavor forward with a sheer stubborn force of will. No matter how bad things go, the Bloodbound can always count on their friends. At their best, they're charismatic, uplifting, and magnetic. At their worst, they can be sullen, unkind, and set in their ways. It's true, but if that is the main thing we're going off of to save Void, then doesn't Rage make more sense? Because Rage is about a great contempt for lies and false ideas, including stability false ideas can impart. The truth is far more important than the good. They would tear down a system to destabilize it if, by the reckoning, it was built on faulty premises. Rage-bound prefer anarchy to any alternative form of civilization, which they believe to be riddled with lies and foolishness. Bringers of confusion or doubt, they can be frustrating, difficult to convince, otherwise when they attach themselves to an idea. It sounds dangerous because they are. They tend to be volatile and unpredictable. At the best, they're original, revolutionary, and fearless. At their worst, they're cruel, uncompromising, and vicious. I guess his chapter is built on secrets. It's kind of built on amnesia. Like it's a pastiche of the first game's secret chapter, right? Where everybody had a secret, but in this one it's just like something happened and nobody knows about it. I don't know. I could see it for sure. I don't think there's anything otherwisely that makes a strong impression. So it's between wait, can I not make a poll in this version of YouTube chat anymore? Now, hold on here. That can't be true. No way. I think Name was referring to Chapter 2 rather than Chapter 3, but it's true. What was I going to say? His thing with Peko is a secret he'll protect with his life. I suppose. It's sort of... oh. It's sort of... Well, I guess the anime answers that question, right? I was gonna say, in the games, it's sort of implied that that might be a thing that only exists in the killing game, because obviously Peko and Fujiko being a team would make them targets. But I guess the anime does the exact same thing because it lacks originality. What's even the point of having this YouTube chat pull out in OBS if I can't do anything with it? Hold on. I just have to open my stream in YouTube, I guess. Oh, I don't know why I've got this frog in my throat all of a sudden. I will put the poll up for you guys and then I'll try to fix that. So Void, Time, and I'm throwing Rage on there because why not? Oh my god, what did I just do? What the hell? Okay. Alright. Okay, hopefully I fixed that now. Ooh, it's a perfect tie between Void and Time again. Okay, now Void is taking it away. I see this is happening. Apparently there's 8 people here, so there's 4 more votes. Time could overcome Void for Fuyiko. I do think that's a fair point. That Void has the trait of blocking things out, and Fuyiko intentionally, like, blocks out things. I don't know. Kind of makes sense. Okay, it's an overwhelming majority for Void. I think it's Void. The what of Void, though, is the real question to this ominous music. Well, it's not air. It's definitely active, right? That seems true. I think witch makes some sense. They use their aspect through several means, contorting it to their will. Witches often have to learn to control their aspect and can be very good manipulators. Sylph, okay. One who invites creation with aspect. Right, where were we? Sylphs use their aspect to create something. Passive counterpart to the maid. Unfortunately, Sylph is like the least explained one. I guess it's sort of like the opposite, maybe, of maid, you could make the argument. How late are you? 11 minutes. We still haven't figured out one yet, so there you go. Where maids are meant to become less dependent on people, maybe you could argue that sylphs are meant to become more dependent on people, which would track with Fuyiko. I mean, that's like the best case I think I see for, like, you know, even though it's entirely not on the website at all, so it's kind of cheating. I don't see anything else that really makes sense. He's not like a knowledge seeker. He's not really, like, taking it from somewhere else. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because Kanaya is the only sylph I know. I'm sure there's more, but I don't know them. And Kanaya starts off very isolated, I guess, and slowly builds into being a main member of the group. So I guess that kind of makes sense. Oh, right, I forgot I can't do the poll here. Arania, okay. Yeah, well, that'd be why I didn't remember that one. Well, to be fair, it is by Arania opening up and joining Vriska's pirate crew that she becomes confident enough to go through with her plan. So that also kind of tracks. Like, she was basically doing nothing when she was sitting alone without Mina, but as soon as Mina came back and then she got thrown into the pirate crew, then she met Vriska and started to become a more active character, so potentially. Okay. I mean, I feel like Sylph just kind of makes sense. What was the other one I said? Witch? I mean, I'll still do a poll. It's only fair, but we'll see. Started away from others will become leaders, which fits their role in the, which fits Fuyuhiko's role in the game. Yeah, that's very true. I don't know, it's feeling pretty set in stone here. I think we've convinced ourselves based on our own observations, but you know how it is. Sometimes it be that way. This is the first Void player we've got somehow. How does that happen? This is Sylph. I do believe. Yeah, 6 votes, 100%. Okay, Sylph it is. Busy making an absolutely horrendous soup, just the worst fucking soup. Well, I was busy mistaking the days and thought today was Saturday, so sorry guys for jumping you, kind of. Alright. Well, now the question is, who else do we want to do today? In this slightly shorter stream. We've done a lot of... Kazuichi? Okay. Do we have Sonya already? We should probably do them together. Because we already did Gundam, I think. Gundam's the rogue of time. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we finally have characters for all the elements. Soda! Phew. I did not remember Kazuichi's little sprite thing having his bare feet so prominent. Void isn't very common in DR because it's a series about solving mysteries, and Void is the opposite of that, yeah. But then again, you would think that Void would fit all the culprits then, but so far we just haven't had that. Do they really not use Sonya's splash art on the wiki because it has her in a different outfit? That's sad. Okay, Komaru. This one's gonna be tough. Okay. How many people even like know that much about Komaru? Is my question. Because she's not like popular. I might be on my own for this one. I think we can fit 4 in, personally. So... Oh god, look at all these AI-generated images. Blech. Did we already do Celeste? I feel like Celeste is a natural fit for this kind of thing. Yeah, let's do Celeste. Sure. Have we not done Byakuya yet, either? Oh, boy. Weed guy, okay. Not doing Yasuhiro today, I don't think. I think I'm gonna have to do Toko and Byakuya, both. I think Toko's gonna be really easy, personally. So we'll do Toko, and we'll do Byakuya. Ultimate Imposter would definitely be Void. But we might save him for next time. I just put in Byakuya. There's somebody else on my screen. Who are you? Prince of Mind. I don't think anyone disagrees. Yeah, I don't disagree. I think... Tsugami might be, consider Monokuma. I don't even know how you do that. I think the imposter might just be, like, the heir of Void as well. Imposter could also be Heart. That's true, with identity and all of that. I think that's enough characters, though. allow me to download these images. Does anyone disagree with Byakuya being Prince of Mind? Before I just put him on there. Oh, that's a WebP. I forgot about the whole WebP thing. I might have to fix a bunch of these so that I can actually put them in OVM. Okay. Toko's a PNG. Thanks, Toko. Got a little trigger happy havoc with the suggestions. It's true. It proves, though, that there's still lots to do, because I was thinking we were almost done. Oh, look, I can put WebPs in here. Thank goodness. That must have been an update recently. And by recently, probably in the last, like, 3 months. That I just didn't pay attention to. Ah, there they all are. Okay, we'll start with Byakuya then. Because Prince obviously makes sense. Mind is like knowledge, right? As far as I remember. So it'd be like the destroyer of knowledge. And in a way that makes sense because he's constantly trying to shut down the truth by accident. Essentially by being your rival character. Okay. Mind. The universe's great thinkers. Doesn't think that they have all the answers. Very concerned with remaining rational. They have a firm hold on constant conjunction of their thinking. It's easy for them to see multitudes of choices laid out before them, which can sometimes leave them frozen and unable to act. That said, when a mind-bound finally launches into action, they can execute a plan with unbelievable grace and precision. Their identity is fluid. It can change from day to day, from thought to thought, from interaction to interaction. Remaining logical is more important to them than building up a solid foundation of self. At their best, they are great innovators, architects, and creators. At their worst, they can be nasty, inflexible, and indecisive. I think it was just what was available for Ibuki and Gundam. I think I didn't know I could use WebPs, so I was just grabbing whatever PNG was easier at. So no, it's not like a slight against them or anything. I think mine does seem right. I think it might just be that Prince doesn't seem necessary. Like, Prince obviously seems right, because it's Byakuya, he's an error and all that. But, Prince of Mind would presume that he's destroying logic, right? What is this chase music? It's from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, don't worry about it. Ignore Chapter 4 where he refuses to accept suicide because he believes it's only rational to kill. Is Prince destroying others through Aspect? Okay, it's destroys Aspect or destroys through Aspect. I see. So then that could make some sense. He's using logic to destroy people. Essentially, is what Prince of Mind would be. And, of course, if he is a prince, that means we're kind of going from the at their worst angle for it, where it's nasty, inflexible, and indecisive. Although indecisive is, like, the one thing that doesn't track totally. Witch of Mind? Witch uses their... Hold on, where is it? Manipulates through their aspect or... manipulates aspect. Okay, I like it so far. Witches knowingly use their aspect through several means, often contorting it to their will. They could attack an enemy with their aspect or aid a teammate with it. They often have to learn to control their aspect and can be very good manipulators. The active counterpart to the heir. And heirs are a leadership class, so kind of makes sense. I think it's definitely mind. I don't think anything else really makes sense. Unless anybody has any suggestions. Because like hope, rage, breath, blood, no. Life, no. Doom, not really. Light, I mean, he does want to be the center of attention. But he's not a scholar. You know? Well, okay, I'll give it a shot, okay? Those bound to light are the universe's great knowledge seekers. They're above all driven to learn and understand. They are alchemists able to take sources of information, synthesize them into something useful. Ultimate students, blah, blah, blah. Go after knowledge with a fierce intensity others may find distasteful. They aren't overly concerned with laws or norms. They often take rules as simple suggestions, instead searching for loopholes and workarounds. At their best, the Lightbound are resourceful and driven. At their worst, they can be fussy, pedantic, and insensitive. You've escaped debt? Well, nice. Width of mind. I'm assuming you meant to say which. I know, I kind of like this. Kind of like light. Because what we know about Byakuya's backstory is that he had all this private information that other people didn't have, and he lords it over people. And the whole Chihiro thing we were talking about earlier, obviously that would be a taking rules as simple suggestions, or overly concerned with laws or norms, blah, blah, blah. But he was doing that in order to try to expose Toko, right? That was his goal. So it wasn't just to fuck with everybody. It was to fuck with Toko specifically. So you could argue that that is shedding light on a secret. Or something like that, you know? Bringing knowledge forward. I think here's what I'll do. It's either Witch of Light, Witch of Mind, Prince of Mind, and you know what, I'll throw it on there, Prince of Light. You could argue he's destroying through knowledge. I think, a few more votes here. I'm not sure it would make the difference. I think Witch of Light has taken it. Unless anybody else wants to vote. Oh, we got one more vote for Mind. Yeah, I don't think there's enough, though. Alright, I'm cutting it. Mind to compliment Toko Heart. Yeah, because Toko is definitely Heart. I think that is certainly true. Witch of Light. The witch is the cauldron, right? Look, 2 blondes in the witch category. Welcome, welcome, welcome. covering up Shuichi. I don't like it. Get out of the way, Byakuya. Okay, there we go. Okay, Toko. Toko's definitely heart, right? Oh, BRB gonna go play every Danganronpa game. I mean, I think you can maybe get the idea through what we're going to talk about. I think some people are doing that, so it's not completely necessary, but it would help, you know, if you want to go do that in 3 seconds. Like a speed demon. Okay. Purely here for the vibe. There you go. Bard of Heart. So just to be clear why we're all saying heart. Heart-bound are essentially not self-obsessed, but they want to understand themselves. Forging identity is very important. Excellent on putting on and taking off masks as the situation calls for them. At the best, they're competent, imaginative, and steady. At the worst, they can be overbearing, inflexible, and cold. And obviously, with Dirk specifically, Heartbound sort of has a connection to multiple versions of somebody. Bard or Air? Okay, let's see. Air is the one who invites manipulation of aspect, or one... Okay, they just typed the same thing twice. I'm assuming that's supposed to be one who manipulates aspect. Air's passive manipulation class often unknowingly use their aspect when they start passively using it on their surroundings or teammates / enemies. Airs often have to awaken and learn to control their aspect in a way. That's true of Toko. Airs never really directly manipulate their aspect aspect manipulates them. Yeah, okay, that's true. They can become their aspect, which I guess is essentially a description of Genocide Jack. Air is the passive counterpart to the witch. Blah, blah, blah. Makes sense as Prince of Heart? Heart both ties into her being a system well? And she is very tied to romance thematically, which Heart ties into secondarily. Oh, well. Even more reason for Heart. I kind of like Air. Let's see Bard and Prince. Bard, passive destruction. Destroy their aspect non-directly or destroy through their aspect non-directly. Bards are wild cards, unpredictable at best, and downright chaotic at worst. Okay, so this is leading more towards the Genocide Jack side of Toko. Bards can either be a God-sent blessing or a horrifying hell. They're often laid back, counterpart to the Prince. Prince is the active destruction class. They destroy their aspect within enemies or in a bad case themselves. They can be incredibly powerful and a bit cocky. They can destroy through their aspect. Yeah, you already said that. Princes can be quite aggressive. Prince is the active counterpart to the Bard. I guess my only question would be, does Toko actually destroy her aspect? I don't know. Yeah, I guess it depends on which side of Toko's personality you're emphasizing. Because Genocide Jack definitely destroys using Heart. But, yeah. It's kind of hard. We're basically ranking 2 characters. But if you think of it as like Dirk and a Splinter, then I would say Air makes more sense. But if you think of it as like one person, then I think it gets a little bit more complicated. Toko is more destroyed by her aspect in ways. I suppose that's true. It'd probably be best to classify both personalities separately. Jack definitely destroys her aspect. I don't know, it's tough. I don't like to split up Toko and Genocider because they are one person, right? Like, they're 2 sides of one coin. Like, you can't just have one or the other in most cases. But then again, I don't know how Spurb would handle a situation like this, right? Princes carry some sort of guilt, usually. Okay. I feel like it wouldn't split them in half, right, Spurb? It would probably emphasize Toko, and then Genocider would be like, secondary in that case. So it's probably easier to class spect her two personalities separately, but I don't know if that's really useful in terms of the list. So, let's see. What have we brought up so far? I want to say Bard because Genocider definitely affects the aspect more. Caliborn and Calliope are a system, and it class specs them separately. I suppose that's true. I have no idea who those people are. Who are Diavolo and Doppio? Okay, we'll do them separately. Which I think we've kind of just figured it out pretty much, right? They're in the same body with opposite class specs. I think you could make an argument that Toko's being heir and prince or something is sort of similar to that, of the same aspect, like the two sides of it. So what are we thinking for Toko? We're thinking like heir of heart. I think it still has to be hard. Didn't watch JoJo's. No, I did not watch JoJo's. Sorry. What did we... Honestly, what did we say? Bard of Heart. I think those were the two that made the most sense for Toko. No, that's Genocider, I think. Heir for Toko and Prince for Jack. That's what I was thinking too. That's true. Heir probably works because heirs could get wrecked by their aspect in some cases, like Equius. I think I like that. But now I have to get a picture for Genocider, so give me a sec. Where is it? Oh, there it is. It's still loading. Ah, look out! There's an ultimate serial killer right there. I guess that's... I think she does it because she likes it, basically. I think she kills people just because she likes to do it. She kills what she views as self-defense? Really? Is this a part of Dre, another episode that I totally missed? Because as far as I remember from Danganronpa 1, the reason that Genocider kills people is because she finds them pretty. Like, is there anything deeper than that? What that tongue doing? You don't want to know. So we had heir and prince. Where's prince? Where's the crown? It was a crown, right? Okay, it's blue down here. She has a whole dramatic past, but mostly just talks about how hot murder is, yeah. Kills to protect Toko's heart straight up. At least that's how I interpret it based on her FTs. Oh, maybe I'm forgetting that. I don't... Maybe Toko's FTEs. I don't remember Genocide just being anything, so... and then heart, and we said air. The air chair. There we go. Okay, not bad. You still say bard? Okay, we'll do We'll do a poll. Well, okay. The reason I say Prince is because Prince is the active role, and Genocider is absolutely active. I don't think she counts as passive, right? Like, maybe you could argue that she allows things to be destroyed through relationships, but I think her destroying through relationships makes a lot more sense, considering what we just talked about with her finding murder hot or whatever. She came into being to avenge Toko for getting her heart broken. Then yeah, that sounds a lot more like a prince, right? You could argue Toko's Prince of Heart. Do I like anime? I've barely watched any anime, to be honest. It's a bit silly, considering most of the stuff that I'm into, but you know, it's true. You could argue Toko's Prince of Heart or Bard of Heart. I could see Bard. I couldn't see Prince, because she's definitely not an active character. That's my big thing that I'm stuck on with that. Like, if we are saying they're two sides of the same coin, right, in a Calliope Caliborn type way, then one of them is the passive one and one of them is the active one. And Genocider is absolutely the active one and Toko's absolutely the passive one. So, I could see Bard, maybe. I do think Air makes more sense personally, but I'll throw it to a poll. Why not? This is for Toko, by the way. Oops, I accidentally put 2 R's in air. Her role makes sense as Prince, but it feels like she's supposed to be a bard. As in Jack, yeah. And what do you bring up all the animes? I see a lot of anime-appropriate teams or terms. I don't know. I guess I've just absorbed them through popular culture. What do I watch? Well, a lot of YouTube, to be fair. And I also do a lot of YouTube, so I don't have a lot of time for watching a whole lot of stuff. But I mean, if you want to see the stuff that I watch, I do have whole videos ranking all the series that I watched each year. So, you can do that. It's in the ranking videos playlist on the channel. Considering Bards of the Wildcard class, it could still work. I suppose that's true. Gamzee's hardly what I'd call passive. Yeah, that's the issue with this whole thing, isn't it? Sometimes it just doesn't make sense. I mean, I guess he spends most of his time being passive, but I don't think murdering 3 people counts as passive, in my opinion. Do I play Roblox? Nope, sorry. I used to when I was younger. I played Roblox. He's passive until he isn't. Yeah, that's true. I think we're out of votes on this poll, so Air of Heart barely squeaks by. Alright, now we got these 3. Yeah, I watched the entire Unexplained Videos playlist before bed. Totally. Alright, last 3 for this stream. Sonia, Kazuichi, and Komaru. Let's start with Komaru, because I feel like this is going to be the hardest one to do. What is Komaru like? I don't know. She's basically just whatever Toko wants to respond to at that particular moment is the issue. She's kind of a nothing character, unfortunately. In a different way than Makoto, because, I mean, I guess she kind of has the same arc, but, like, not really. Unfortunately. Page of Rage. Page does make sense for her, I will say that much, because she starts off literally thinking she's nothing, and maybe get somewhere over time. So I like Paige. I don't know about Rage, though. Let's see. Rage is like, you know, I have a general idea, but maybe I'm missing something. I won't stand for this Kamara slander. Hey, I like her, but don't like the game she's in, unfortunately. Those bound to the aspect of Rage are bringers of chaos. Well, they possess great contempt for lies or false ideas, including the stability false ideas impart. To them, the truth is far more important than the good, and they would tear down a system to destabilize it if, by their reckoning, it was built on faulty premises. Often the Rage-bound prefer anarchy, blah blah blah. Bringers of confusion and doubt, frustratingly difficult to convince, they've attached themselves to an idea. It sounds dangerous, it's because they are. Rage-bound tend to be volatile and unpredictable. At best, they're original, revolutionary, and fearless. At their worst, they're cruel, uncompromising, and vicious. At first, tries to run away, then she brings down the entire regime. Yeah. Kamara is only 1, scared, and 2, really interested in Toko, and not too much else, yeah. I think there are aspects of this that make sense, like she does tear down like the despair kids whole thing, but I still don't know. Rage I think works considering she doesn't pick a side during the ending. Okay, I can see that. That kind of makes sense. It's just, unfortunately, Rage is saddled with all this, ooh, they're all unpredictable, because it was Gamzee, right? So, we'll fit Rage on there for sure. Definitely Paige. I don't think there's anybody who's going to argue that. Page of Rage opposite of Makoto. Is that why people are saying that maybe, potentially? Is there anything else? Rage can be directed, I mean, I suppose. It does express empathy towards and tries to help the Warriors of Hope, even despite what they did. It's true in a very, like, protagonist-y way of being like, you can change, and then they get squashed by a big pillar or something, you know? Although apparently none of them actually died, somehow. Thanks to the anime. To understand Rage, you have to reverse your thoughts on Hope. Rage players are destroyers and are too unpredictable to understand anything. Yeah. I mean, you could argue Hope, honestly, I think, for Kamara as well. They're driven first and foremost by their convictions. They do right for right's sake and are quick to come to the aid of someone they deem to be experiencing injustice. The views of the world can be black and white, so the right thing to do might not always be the universally accepted thing. They put a great value in the power of imagination, the ability to dream up a better and more beautiful future. If anyone could dream a better world into existence, it would be a Hope-bound. They aren't averse to a little destruction, especially if they can replace it with something better and more just. At their best, they're positive, caring, and warm. At their worst, they're narrow-minded and selfish. Yeah, the anime proves they didn't die somehow. It's very funny, though. Page of Hope. I think, isn't Makoto Page of Hope right now? Yeah, he is. Breath? Okay. I feel like we always forget time and space as well, just because they're so abstract, so I'm just going to read through them really quickly. I don't think for Kamara it makes sense, but it might for the next two, so... Definitely not time. I mean, space is potential. Let me get your thoughts on it. As the name suggests, they're concerned with the big picture, patient masters of the art of wait and see, and inclined to take things as they come. They didn't say they're pushovers or willing to let injustice lie. They just choose their battles more wisely. Understanding that sometimes you have to let something burn to the ground in order to build it back better and stronger than before. They tend to be innovators, concerned with creation and redemption. They're recycling the old to make the new, the fresh and beautiful. For Spacebound, the journey is, if not more, important than the destination. How they do something is as important as what they do. At their best, they're steady, impartial, and creative. At their worst, they can be detached, apathetic, and vague. Page of Space if you want to be like someone who learns to set up. What was Knight again? Knights serve their aspect. So it's essentially, they use their aspect to attack or defend, often to protect themselves or their teammates. Knights have what a session lacks usually, and they can weaponize their aspect. Active counterpart to the page. Hobie Brown is my favorite bard. Okay, I think the three options. I didn't look at breath, but I don't know about breath. I don't think it really makes that much sense, other than being the protagonist aspect, right? Expansive, flexible, and driven, leave an impact wherever they go, I guess. Like the breeze itself, they're able to sweep others up and carry them along in their wake. Also, like the breeze, they can be difficult to catch, hold over, tie down. They make good leaders. Breath tends to be a very personal aspect. Heroism comes along as an offshoot of them pursuing their own personal stories. They lead by example and routinely be surprised that others look up to and feel inspired by them. I guess that makes sense. They have a tendency to underestimate themselves and not always out of poor self-esteem. They're just doing their own thing. At their best, the Breathbound are motivated, adaptable, and forward-thinking. At their worst, they can be avoidant, volatile, and gullible. So, there's 4 options. Perfect. It's Page of Rage, Page of Hope, Page of Space, or Page of Breath. It's true she doesn't actually become much of a leader in the game, but it's implied she, like, leads Toa City in the anime to, like, a better place. Or at least she's, like, a part of that, so I don't know. I think Page of Breath being, like, a kite without wind does make sense for Komaru in the early game stages of Danganronpa Another episode. I should be clear, since Danganronpa Another's a thing as well. And then, like, she actually grows into her page powers by the end and becomes a leader. Would be the argument. But it looks like Page of Rage is one. Oh yeah, Tavros is a Page of Breath. It's true, I forget about that all the time, too. All 3 protagonists in Page is interesting. Well, 3 of the protagonists, not Hajime, right? No, Hajime is in Page. Shuichi's not. Shuichi's a knight, which actually does make sense, yeah. Potentially a few more votes could come in. I don't know if they can topple Page of Rage's lead, though. Alright, I'm calling it. Oh, one more vote, but it went to Page of Rage, so yep, I'm definitely calling it. It's over. Alright. Right beside Hajime, then. Normal people rise up. Mir Komaru, of all people. For Shuichi. Alright. We got Kazuichi and Sonia. Which one do you guys want to do first? Space for Sonia? Yeah. I can can see that. Okay, I guess we're starting with Sonia then. So, space. Space. Concerned with the big picture, art of wait and see. Understanding that you have to let something burn to the ground in order to build it back better and stronger than before. Recycling the old to make the new, the fresh, and the beautiful. The journey is as if not more important than the destination. I feel like that's the most Sonia thing about all of this. How they do something is as important as what they do. At their best, they're steady, impartial, and creative. At their worst, they can be detached, apathetic, and vague. Like Snom or something, why you have Flygon. Hey, Flygon's cool. That's right. Oh, excuse me. Life. Getting a little too stretching there. Yeah. The universe's healers, they're concerned with the betterment of themselves and those around them, as well as the onward march of positive progress. Deeply empathetic, they have intuitive understanding of others' suffering and the best way of righting those wrongs. This applies to both physical and mental suffering, though it might not be a cure you'll like. They also have a tendency to put others' needs before their own, which never ends well for anyone, because the life-bound can grow bitter if they feel their own self-care has to be shunted aside. At their best, they are great listeners, caretakers, and nurturers. At their worst, the life-bound are passive-aggressive and pushy, certain they know what's best. Ultimate Princess being space sounds right, and it's the opposite of Gundam's time. See, that's the interesting thing, because Sonia is the ultimate princess, but other than, like, having the traits of a princess, like she's learned a bunch of languages, and she knows about military stuff, and she's sheltered, right? She doesn't really, like, lead the group, you know? Or, like, make any big decisions or anything. Life and death and love and birth and peace and war on the planet Earth. Of course. Space also makes sense for a sort of ditzy persona in the same way as Jade or Calliope. I do see that, yeah. An early level Digimon for flying. Yeah, okay. I don't know about that. Digimon have metal and spikes and guns. I guess the goggles. Digimon have goggles, that's true. I like space, I like life. I could also see blood, potentially. But again, this is sort of the problem where, like, everybody from Danganronpa could be blood, because it's all about bonds and stuff. Bloodbounds are leaders. They inhabit more of an inspirational role. They're prophets rather than generals, giving strength and motivation to keep fighting. Dispense excellent advice even when their own lives and interpersonal relationships are disasters. They can be very do as I say, not as I do. A bloodbound can often be found on a sinking ship, forcing an endeavor forward with sheer stubborn force of will. No matter how bad things get, a bloodbound can always count on their friends and allies. At their best, they're charismatic, uplifting, and magnetic. At their worst, they can be sullen, unkind, and set in their ways. At early levels, Digimon don't have as many guns or genes. Yeah, okay. They're just like Pokemon with more patterns and spikes. Okay. Possibly made. I could see that for sure, but depends on what the aspect we choose is. I think it's. I don't see breath really. Like that's the other leadership one, right? But like she doesn't sweep everybody up and blah blah blah. So I don't really see that. It could be Hope, actually, now that I think about it. Driven first and foremost by their convictions, they do rights for right's sake and are quick to come to the aid of anyone they deem to be experiencing injustice. That said, their views of the world can be black and white, so what they see as the right thing might not always be the universally accepted thing. They put great value in the power of imagination, the ability to dream of a better, more beautiful future. They may sound like all sunshine and rainbows, but they aren't averse to a little destruction if they think that they can replace it with something better and more just. I think this sort of talks about, at their best, they can be positive, caring, and warm. At their worst, they can be narrow-minded and selfish. I think this mostly ties into Sonia's backstory, where, like, she's a princess from, like, basically a dictatorship. And she's, like, slowly learning that, like, her land isn't necessarily the best place for its people. You know? Those are the 4 I think. So let's run the poll. There are a lot of shifts. I think Sonia really isn't really a black and white person or big on shifts. I think she sees things as black and white before she comes to the game. As like, oh, whatever the royal family's doing is correct. And then maybe that's slowly challenged, so I don't know. What did we say? We said... life. Remember life. Space. Blood. And hope. Life and space tied. Wow, 2 more votes come in. They're still tied. Oh, life takes the lead. I think that's it. Oh, the last vote. Oh, nope, there's enough. How did we get 12 votes? There isn't even that many people in the stream. Oh, now there are. Well, that's everybody, so life it is, everybody. She's a serial killer fanatic. Life creates irony at its peak. I suppose that's true. So the what of life, though, is the real question. We had a suggestion earlier. Made. I could see that. Okay. Made. Active creation class. Fix their aspect or create through it. Meant to become less dependent on people and more aligned on their aspect. Maids, usually their aspect is lacking slightly. Active counterpart to the sylph, maybe. Servant of their aspect, but not in an act. Well, okay, not really. Because knight is servant to their aspect. Using it to attack and defend or whatever, protect everyone. They see it as a job. Where I feel like maids are servants to their aspect, but they, like, enjoy it a little bit more. Seer. Okay. The passive understanding class use their knowledge of their aspect to help others and guide them. Often understand their aspect well and try to use it to aid their team. They make good leaders and can usually lead well. I hate that sentence. Seers work as supporters as well. Passive counterpart to the mage or something. I don't know if that's true. Seer of life. This would say that maid is servant who learns to depend more on their aspect and less on other people. They'd start with one view of their aspect and get shifted over their arc. Okay. Leave the oppression of their aspect and make it their own. Okay, I guess I can see that. Whereas knights are just stuck with that oppressive feeling, basically. Shaving time wall, yeah. So that's what we're thinking. Either maid, seer, or I think that was it. Maid or seer, right? Was there another one that came up? I mean, air is kind of funny, but I don't think that really makes sense. So yeah, I think that's it. Jamie Crocker and Danganronpa. And guess what? She still doesn't get to do anything. What's her character arc? She's from a foreign country, and she comes to Japan, and she's kind of a weeb. And then she, like, sees a bunch of people die, and in the end she's like, we should all be better friends to each other. Maid or seer of life. I should put that in there just so anybody who's coming in can know it's of life, I guess. Yeah, that's me. I'm the ASDF movie Danganronpa guy. That's true. It's a perfect tie right now. Maids of Life not having their arcs happen. It's true. Jane Core. Well, Maid of Life has taken a lead, but now Seer of Life has taken the lead. Whoa. We've got a few more people who could vote. But will they? Is the question. Oh, and we're tied back up again. It's back and forth, everybody. Next vote has it. Maid of Life pulls it out at the last second. Alright. Do you already have a Maid of Life? I don't think so, right? Which one is Maid? The heart, that's right. No. This puts her right next to Chiaki, though. There we go. Well, hey. We don't know what she does in her private time, okay? Alright, finally Kazuichi. I mean, she is a princess. Literally a princess. So I feel like that comes with some aspect of feeling you're better than other people. Isn't there a baking scene in DR2? Yeah, there is. What did Sonya do in that? I think she just, like, sits there, honestly. SDR to baking scene. No, okay, she's icing a cake. There you go. I remembered it was something to do with icing. I thought she was just, like, eating icing. I thought that's what she was doing. But no, that's Akane. Akane is just in the background eating something. And Chiaki's also just in the background. Shane, Jake, Jade. I can't remember who's who. That's fair. Okay. Next up is Kazuichi Soda. I don't even know where to start with this guy. He's literally like two different characters depending on if you want to look at the FTEs or the actual game. In the actual game, he's just like kind of a perv who sits on the sidelines and goes, I don't want to die. That's like his whole personality. And then in the FTEs is like, actually I'm like a nerd, but I wanted to be cool, so I changed my life, and now I kind of hate myself because this isn't who I really am. Void, because he doesn't do anything. Perv? Oh, player. No. If Roxy was a simp and not drunk, Kazuichi would be Roxy coded. I guess the one thing Roxy has that Kazuichi doesn't is, like, a brain. But I guess Kazuichi's intentionally hiding his intelligence, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, his talent is mechanic, so he can literally build, like, robots and stuff. So is there, like, a creation aspect? I don't really remember. I think he might definitely be a page, and, like, an unrealized page at that. Void players are super smart. Okay, I will read Void. The only thing I don't like is that Void is all about secrets, and Kazuichi... I mean, I guess he's keeping his true identity a secret, so that kind of makes sense. Unknown doesn't scare them. When they see emptiness, they see potential. Okay, I can see that. A blank page, an empty canvas is what they live for. They value mystery and the unexplained, and are particularly bothered by not having all the answers. Others might be compelled to go seek them. Void bound lean more toward casting doubt on what's considered fully understood. I guess that aligns with him being very anxious about everything, yeah. Don't take much on faith and would rather live in a state of confusion than believe something that might be untrue or bow to an intellectual authority. In order for something new to be built, the old rotting foundation must be raised. At their best, they are wise, intuitive, and vibrant. At their worst, they can be dismissive, indecisive, and apathetic. That does kind of make sense. A Void Rogue or a Void Page. I like Page of Void if we're going that direction. The other one is Mind, which is associated with smarts, so that's a fair shot. I just think the problem is Mind concerned with remaining rational and having a firm hold on the constant conjunction of their thinking. That's not Kazuichi, unfortunately. It could be light, though, I guess. Maybe, if it's not mine. Great alchemist, able to take multiple things, synthesize them into something useful. Scholars and researchers. Ultimate students, yeah. Light power go after knowledge with fierce intensity. Yeah, no, I don't think it's that, unfortunately. I think it's got to be Void. I think you guys were right. I personally think it's Page of Void. But what was the other thing that you guys suggested? A Rogue of Void? I guess because he does create things. Like, he literally invents things out of nowhere. Like, he makes that little Nekomaru robot out of basically nothing. So you could argue that he's stealing its non-existence in that way by creating it. Yeah. I think Mitochondria doesn't actually know Danganronpa characters, so just heard that he's actually smart, and that was the suggestion. If only he had so much to do. I kind of like Rogue, too. Okay, I think those two make the most sense. And I'm not just rushing, because this is the final one, and then I can leave. I'm just kidding. Okay, so is it Page of Void? Void. Okay. Or the Rogue of Void. Specifically, tying to Roxy. He's too lame to be a mind player, literally. Ooh, it's a tie right now. 50-50 between Page of Void and Rogue of Void. He's really good at Void, but bad at everything else. So I don't think Page fits. Actually, yeah, I kind of remember that. I think the only reason Mew feels less lame than Kazuichi is because Miyu actually impacts the plot. Oh, hello, Flashy Starwinger. Been a while. He's not a rogue because he's too cringe to share Roxy's class specs. He's pretty static. I suppose that's true. But he could be an unrealized page, too. Next vote takes it. It's a 50-50 right now. Ooh. Ooh. Somebody vote! I like how 2 people in the chat right now are just like, they don't have actual usernames. They're just like, insert name here and name. It's funny. All right. Yeah, one of them's probably me. So it's literally down to this last person. I know insert name here is your username. I know. It's just funny. Oh man. You know, we have ways of solving this. Who do you want to call heads for? I think heads is page for tails. That makes perfect sense. Okay, hold on. Let me switch scenes and try to find a good capture for this. This one should be fine. All right, here we go. Tails for page, heads for rogue. Well, rogue it is. Which one was it? Yeah. You know, it only makes sense that Kazuichi would literally have so little about him that we had to literally coin flip his aspect. Where are we? Void and rogue. There we go. Okay, well, that is it for today's stream. I guess I'll stream Voices of the Void tomorrow for a little bit, just to keep things on the straight and narrow. Thanks for watching. What do we want to put on the starting soon screen for today's stream? Same class as Gundam. No, Gundam was time. Oh, same class. Yeah, you're right. No, I was thinking you were saying Classpecting. No. They're in the same row, it's true. Schrodinger's cat meme. Okay. There we go. Danganronpa S. Chihiro. Okay. Dance in Tavros. Yes, unfortunately you've made it to the end of the stream once again. We already have Kerfus on there, if you notice, over by the anime and Mr. Rules card. Kerfus again. Oh, okay. Kerfus 2! Okay. Some people probably don't even know what Kerfus is, because this isn't, Hey, Voices of the Void stream. It's looking like Dance in Tavros. Yeah, it is 1 hour earlier from now. Almost exactly. There's like an extra 19 minutes on there, but yeah. I think that's it. I think it's Dance in Tavros. Wow, there we have it. For all the pages that we didn't put on the ranking today. We put 1 on, to be fair. Ah, that's actually true. Jane is the maid of life because she serves the thief of life. Smart. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Tomorrow, I guess. For another short stream because I accidentally forgot today was Saturday.